Jesse Jackson, no relation but a longtime friend of the family. He consoled them yesterday and says that amid all their mourning, they have so many questions.
When did the doctor come? What did he do? Did he inject him? If so, with what? And he came back. Did he come back late after he had been called and something had happened to Michael? Was there a panic? He left. They've now pounded his car. His absence raises questions of substance that will not go away until they're answered.
So they're suspicious of this doctor?
They have real reason to be, because ordinarily the doctor will say, here's what happened in the last hours of your child's life, and I was there. I gave him some medicine, and here's what it was. Ought to answer all questions, but he can't answer your questions. He cannot answer their questions. He has left the scene. He left. And left his car. Well, who picked him up? Why did the police, the investigators, impound his car? What were they looking for? He owes it to the family and to the public to say, these were the last hours of Michael's life, and here's what happened. That's a reasonable expectation. And frankly, they need an independent autopsy now. They should not just depend upon the city autopsy. They in fact, to satisfy their interest, they in fact need an independent autopsy.
Is that something they're going to pursue?
Well, I'm sure they ought to. They probably will.
Was Michael the sort of a man who would self-medicate, or would he rely on his personal physicians?
The problem is always some combination. If you were taking, whether it's a Vicodin or you're taking Tylenol 3, I mean, the self-medication, unless it's the real extreme, is not the issue. The issue here is the doctor at some point came on the scene. Was he on the scene twice, before and in reaction to? Did he use, say, Demerol, a very powerful drug? Was he injected once? Was he injected twice?
While the family waits for those answers, he says they're trying to console Michael's 3 children. Do you think they understand what's happened to their father?
I'm not sure. They are young. The good news is they do have grandparents. They do have uncles and aunts. They do have first cousins. So they have a family in which they can begin to build out their relationships. And that's the good news for them.
How does the family feel about who should get custody of his children?
We didn't discuss that. The children were there. They were in the yard with their cousins and all of that. And the family has a lot to work through. One is to find out the cause of death, was to find out the status of his publishing. For example, today, the global sales of all of his records and video is off the charts.
It could top $1 billion.
That's right. And so who is in charge of that, and who is the custodian of his business? These are very real questions, and they will be answered, but it takes some time. After all, it's hard to say it, you know, but in 24 hours, Michael Jackson is dead. It's hard to construct that sentence.
I am here.